This is the talking scene, me, the host, or when I label this scene, it will just say just me. So then I know that that scene is just me. And this is where most of my live stream at least happens. It's very simple, very clean, nothing complicated. Let's start from scratch. We're going to start off with the host talking. So I'm going to be off camera because remember we're starting from scratch. So we are going to do the first one, which is the host talking scene. Now, when you do first open up Ecamm, here there's this little cog setting. So that is your preference. In video tab on the left here, there is a default source mode. I think the default source when you first join up is camera, but change it to blank. So then that way you have the ability to go and customize it as you want. Here, this blue background, and I'm going to just make this big. In overlays, think of overlays like Photoshop. So it's layers. These are layers, can have different things to show in all scenes, in the current scene, or in the background. As you can see here, I have a rectangular shape that I just colored in. If you first start, this of course won't be there and you will just have a blank black background. On Ecamm, you can add shape to your scene just like I have here, and I am showing it in all background. So then all of my scenes will have this blue background. You can add a picture. So if you have maybe a background you want to use yourself, that is the first thing. And I have that rectangular blue background showing in all of the background. I've already pre-made these different scenes and I have also labeled them. So then that way, when I am creating my shows, I know exactly what these scenes are called. The first one, we talked about talking head. Well, I'm going to add a camera. So see, new camera overlay. I'm going to add a new camera. There we go, a little pencil icon, and I'm going to choose my front-facing camera. Ta-da! Welcome back, Marianne. Whatever your last settings were for a camera, that's what it will have. It'll retain that information. I'm a little bit small here, so if we right click on it, we can either center the overlay, so that's right in the middle, or we can resize to fill the whole canvas. Let's go. Boop. Hello there, content creators. We can keep it just like this. You don't need to have it fancy like I have with this one, where I have, moved the edges of the camera a little bit closer so it's not right to the edge, because sometimes people might watch your show on different size monitors or screens. By moving it away from the edge, if you have anything on there and maybe their monitor is not an exact 16:9 shape, this will allow you to have room to wiggle. And if you had anything on the edges that you might want to show, you might want to move it off the edge. So let me show you how to do that. So we made this resize to fit the screen. See how there's a little hand? If we just move the overlay, which is the camera, away from the edge, then we can go and grab the corner just right here to make it smaller. And then this great thing with Ecamm is you have these little guidelines that help you snap it towards the edges. So let's just snap it at the top, snap it to the left, and then just drag the corner. So if you drag the corner, that will make the whole overlay, whatever overlay it is, bigger or smaller. So let's just go boop, right to the edge. So let's make that in the middle, and see, now I'm right in the middle. Okay, so you want to make sure you placed yourself in the middle. So that's easy. We could leave it at that. Remember how I said it retains whatever setting you had previously. It retained that I had color border. So let's pretend starting from scratch, no border. The shape is wide, 16:9. If I wanted, I can change it to 4:3, a square, a circle, a squircle. It's a square with rounded corners, or you can customize it. So if I wanted to customize it, I might want to move the edge. See how it's got the two side-to-side arrow? I can have it all the way to the edge there and all the way to the edge there. It snaps beautifully. And then now that fills up the broadcast window a lot better. So again, that is another way you can just leave it as is. So if you wanted to create a border, you can have the border as color. Let's make it for the moment. I'm going to, if we click the color wheel, then you have the color window. Let's just make it white. So there's a border. You can make the border thick or very, very thin. Okay, let's do 5. I think I like 5. And then you can also round out your corners. So see here, you can round out only either side or all of the sides. And again, your corners radius, you can change that as well. I think I like mine 27. I don't know why. 27. So that was mine. This can be your talking head. Nice and easy. What if you want to also have your name on it? Well, on Ecamm you can. So in overlays, as you can see here, you can add a text. So let's say I'm going to put Marianne, and my tag handle Marianne on YouTube. Or you might want to have a title that shows whatever your scene's going to be about. I want the text to be blue, and see here it has a shadow effect. I don't want a shadow effect. I don't want a background because I'll show you this one. So no background, I want it blue, and we're going to add the text there. And you might go, there's no contrast there, Marianne, what are you doing? So that drawing there is not an Ecamm, it's the Pro Mouse that I'm using. I must have the drawing preference on. However, I don't want the blue on blue, it's not going to stand out. I'm going to add a shape. So let's add a shape. I want to have that color to be white, and I don't want it to have rounded corners, and I want to maybe add it here. We're gonna add it right here. So you can do all of this natively in the Ecamm scenes and overlays. So you don't have to create separate graphics or anything like that. So I'm going to put that here. See how you can't see the blue? Because in the overlays window, remember how I said this is like Photoshop where you have layers. The text, which is blue, is under the rectangle. So all you got to do is you got to move it above. Everything that's on top is the top layer, and everything underneath will be at the bottom. There we go. That looks better. Maybe we can make that a little bit bigger. And what if I want to add my logo? Now, I didn't prepare a logo, my actual logo. Maybe I might just go towards here, and I'm going to grab this logo. So this might be a little bit too much at the moment. That's okay, but I'll show you in a sec. This one. So let's go back to this one we're creating. I want that logo over here. Look at that. There's Marianne on YouTube. So this one here is a graphic, a PNG with a transparent background graphic. That could be my talking head or host. Hi everybody, welcome to today's live stream where I'm going to talk about A, B, and C to help your problem with this, and this. Scene 1 ready to go. And if you are only doing a lot of maybe podcasting and you don't have guests on, and a lot of your content is just talking to the camera, this could be one. And then later you can duplicate this exact scene, so then that way you may have it. So then here it's highlighted, you can see that faint gray line, and then these two little boxes is a copy. So all it did is copied that one. So host talking scene, maybe this one is host without text. So if that's the host without text, then I might want to delete the text, I might delete my logo, and I might delete the rectangle. And then if you press on your keyboard option key and you have this 2 arrows up and down or side to side, so instead of making the whole camera overlay bigger or smaller, you can widen or narrow or shorten or make your overlay taller. Okay, so maybe it's just this one. So just from this particular scene, host scene or talking head scene, we just copied it, and then we took everything else that we didn't want. So now I could be going, hi, I'm Marianne, welcome to Marianne on YouTube. Today I want to talk about, so you put you big without any distractions. What do you think? Pretty good. Okay. So that is scene 1. This is 2 scenes we created today, that one and that one. That is my host scene, and you saw me create it live right now. The important thing is not the scenes themselves. It's that each scene has one clear job, because setting up your live stream can feel like a lot when you're just starting from scratch. So guess what I have done? I have put together simple Ecamm scenes you can download and add into Ecamm and customize your own. I've added the QR code right there in the corner. Just fill in your name, your email. So I have the link as well in the description for you to grab this free Ecamm scenes. The freebie you will get, see there, your name and your subtitle or topic, and then you just replace the camera. Grab the QR code or check the link in the chat right now or in the description, and then you can grab that for free.